Truthfully, this is why I have brought you so much scripture this summer. We need to know our texts if we are going to ground ourselves in a tradition, to ground ourselves in a reason for building the world we dream about, to stay this side of cynicism, that other sadness, to ground ourselves in a reason to forgive and love our bodies and our neighbors, and to love our God or our gods, or to love humanity, or to love our world. And the Bible is one of our most important texts. Wonderful stories all, loaded with all kinds of lessons and theology and troubling stuff and stuff we disagree with and things to wrestle with. It's hard to teach adults that evolution loves you. But a text about being taken back in and loved after having squandered all of your father's riches, or a text about loving each member of the human body as if you needed every part to live, or a text about justice rolling down like waters and peace like an ever-flowing stream. We need texts like this. We need texts like these now, poised on the brink of military action in Syria. We need texts like these now, inspiration to love the hell out of this world. We need texts like these now, reminders that we are worthy and that we all deserve dignity. Wonderful, wonderful stories all, and we haven't a story nearly as good. And friends, like it or not, these stories are ours. We come from the Judeo-Christian tradition, a product of the radical Protestant Reformation, the Reformation that claimed that regular lay people could read and interpret these texts on our own, that we didn't need priests to have a relationship with these stories, these wonderful stories, that we didn't need a priest to have a direct relationship with God. This is our radical lineage. So please let's stop throwing these texts out as irrelevant or boring or offensive. Let's stop giving up our right to them, letting fundamentalists have the Bible as if it was ever meant to be interpreted literally and used as a weapon. It wasn't. Let's reclaim our texts for the sake of our children at the very least, because we need something worthy and worthwhile to teach our children, and it needs to contain wonder. And it needs to have something to do with love. Of course, we know that there are as many problematic, violent, misogynistic, scary texts in the Jewish and Christian Bibles that don't seem to have a lot to do with love, as there are ones about love. And that's what gives this book of our heritage, this giant we stand on, texture and challenge and richness. This is what makes it dangerous to ignore or throw out or refuse to interpret critically. It is a grand story, after all, of what it means to be human. And as we talked about last week, being human isn't all about being born in original blessing and tiptoeing through some tulips, right? Being human has more texture than that. And because being human has a lot of texture, and because the Bible can be used as a weapon, we know it can, we need a theology in which to interpret it. We can't give that up either.